getting. So this felt like the perfect time.
Thank you.
Ladies.
Here we are.
Look at all of us.
I was like, my computer started loading things slowly right as this was about to start. And I was like, what's happening?
Oh my goodness. Amy, this is that necklace.
I love it.
You can see it's so
love it.
pretty. And I paired it with the bee earrings that we won.
I wear those a lot. I'm wearing these guys.
Uh-huh.
And this
So
today.
pretty. Yes.
I wore this with a pink sweater all day, knowing I could throw on my red jacket when I got home real quick.
I'm wearing the jewelry they sent me for becoming a director. I was like,
Woo! Get it closer to the camera.
okay. It's like, it's very iridescent. So it kind of catches the light really pretty. I feel like it's not doing it well on camera, but
It's beautiful.
I love it because all the gold jewelry doesn't go so well with the blue. So I felt like this was perfect. So
Awesome.
Maria's making dinner while
Mm.
she's listening.
What are you making?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to make shrimp tacos.
Oh, I'm coming over.
But-
Sunday. It's Sunday,
Yes.
Maria. You have
I
to wait
know,
till
it's
tomorrow.
Yeah, Taco
it's okay.
Tuesday.
No, tomorrow I teach all like Tuesday nights, so
Sure.
it's a quick dinner sort of night. But we decided to have later dinner because we had a late lunch. So
That's why.
I'm just gonna sit and listen, and I'll
Sounds
do
like
the tacos later.
fun. I'll give it like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. Well, it's only like 7:31, so I feel like some people are probably going to be hopping on. But I know we have some more people coming. But
My stepmom Carmen's gonna join. She's just gonna join without video or
Sure.
audio probably. I just got off the phone with her, so it might take her a minute to get
Sure.
on.
yeah, no problem. Well, I know some people, if it is their first time to do Zoom, which I know there are still people who've not done Zoom a lot, it can take a minute to like figure it all out. So
You know, I love the way Amanda and Nicole are also wearing red. I just realized that. But that's so cool because I know you guys both are senior consultants and moving into red. So what an affirmation. That's awesome.
I almost did red lipstick and earrings, but then I felt like it didn't go with the suit.
What is your lipstick color, Whitney?
Oh, it's the crushed berry. I
Ooh,
don't wear it a lot, but every time I do, I'm like, oh, I should wear this more.
It's beautiful on you. I've commented that in the chat on our
That's-
MNL.
Right, I saw it, and it was right when we were ending, and I meant to like thank you, but
So
It looks
pretty.
good with the navy. Yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was, I don't know, something about the berry with it. I feel like it went better than just like red. So yeah, that's what I opted for. I thought I'd play around. And then like this corsage they sent me is like really big, so I don't know if I'll keep it on all the time, but I thought this is the first week I had it.
Yes, and you know the pink rose is a tradition in Mary Kay that a new Offspring sales director would get that pink rose because Mary Kay felt like as people sometimes, like, you know, especially when you first start something new, you're kind of like a closed rosebud, like you're all tight and you're not very confident. Maybe you're shy, maybe you're withdrawn, and then through like a series of small successes, your rosebud starts to like open up and you kind of blossom into this beautiful
Oh,
what you're called to be. And so that's kind of the thing about the rose. It's a tradition.
that's really fun. Okay, that makes sense since we.
And I still have mine.
Oh,
Aw.
I love
Yeah.
that. They sent me like a nice box to keep it safe in because I thought that was good because it's really pretty, but it's really delicate. So I was like, oh, I feel like if I put this in the wrong spot, it can get squished.
Yeah.
So that I was really happy with. Okay. So it's 7:33. What do you think, Nancy? Should we go ahead? Should we give it a minute?
Give it one more minute.
Okay. 1 more minute. I like it.
We'll do 1 minute.
Okay. What did everybody else have for dinner? We know Maria's having shrimp tacos.
Yeah, and if you want to drop your recipe, go ahead. Just
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, you know, I just looked something up online, so we'll see. I have not tried it yet.
All my recipes come from Pinterest, and then I forget to save
Yes.
them, and then they're one and done.
Fun and done.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I just got an air fryer, and so I'm going to use that. And
Me too, and I love my air fryer.
yeah, I just got it. I hosted like a Pampered Chef party a while back,
Sure.
and had like way more sales than I ever thought possible.
Oh,
And so I ended up with like all this money just to spend and get free stuff. So
Oh, that's fun.
the best.
yeah, it was great.
That is.
If it's for free, it's for me.
So true. That is so true. Okay, I don't want to rush, but I also know that you guys that are here, like you've got things. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, but I'll give it like a slow start, like a soft start kind of thing. Okay, so and for anybody on here who doesn't know, I'm Whitney, and I'm actually Amy's daughter. And I know Maria, you know me by extension, even though we don't know each other. But I'm really excited. And then Nicole, I see the other guest, but there's not a name on there. Is this your guest that's here tonight? Do you know? Cool.
I believe it's sure if I was on mute or not. She can see, but she can't hear.
Oh, okay.
So I'm messaging her on Facebook,
Okay.
and I'm trying to figure out if that is her on Galaxy S8 or not.
And I'm helping Mindy with one right now too.
So
So
it's possible. Okay.
I'm here, Amy.
yes, and I just gave you the link just now.
I'm here.
Oh, I thought you needed the link for somebody else. Got it. Yeah, got it.
Thanks.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and start. I see that trying to connect to audio, not quite there, but I am Whitney, and I am a director in Mary Kay, which has been a lot of fun. I'm new to directorship. I just became a director in June. And Nancy in the pink, you can wave at us, Nancy. She is my senior director, and she's the one who actually recruited me into Mary Kay. So I'm just going to kind of share a little bit about the Mary Kay business opportunity, and then just share my story, because everybody's different, and the reasons that we want or need a business is completely different for anybody you talk to. So I was just going to kind of share what Mary Kay has done for my family. But thank you all for taking the time to do this, because I know you could be making dinner or spending time with your family. So I really appreciate that you're taking just a few minutes to hang out with us tonight. And you might be on here just to like help your consultant, and that is just fine. If you're here just to support her, we need happy customers. And if it's just so you can learn a little bit more about the business side of things and see what we do, that's okay too. I think it's always fun when you get to know the behind the scenes. I'm one of those people that I like to watch the documentaries of like how it was made. So this is like the how it was made of being a Mary Kay consultant. And I always think those are kind of fun, because you get to know stuff that not everybody knows. So I'm really excited about just sharing tonight and just kind of telling you some things about side hustles in general. So an interesting fact that I heard was that 40% of people already have a side hustle, which I thought was kind of interesting, but totally made sense, because I would say a lot of the friends I have locally, long distance, a lot of them have some sort of side gig that they're working on right now. But it's predicted that in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be 79% of all of us with side hustles. So I thought that was interesting. So I know a lot of people are already looking and thinking they've been a very proven way to make side income. So I wanted to kind of talk about how Mary Kay could be that perfect side hustle for you. For me, it's become full-time, but it definitely was not always. And it's not supposed to be full-time for a lot of people. For most people, it is a side income. And I just want to share with you how that works for me and just how it works in general. So here's my kind of Mary Kay story. So about, let's see, probably about I'm trying to think how long ago it was. I think it was about 2.5 years. It was in a January is what I remember about it. I think it was January in 2017, if that sounds right. But I won a facial back when we could go to restaurants, and there was not a pandemic when we would get together in person. And I had won a facial. There was this little box out where it said enter to win a free Mary Kay pampering session. And I was like, oh, I've been around Mary Kay a little bit in the past. I liked the products, but I had just been a lot younger. So I just really wasn't super into it, but I thought, well, I'll just enter and see what happens. And then I got a text message that I was a winner, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. I haven't met this person. So I got like really weirded out by it. I didn't even answer. And then she called and left a message, and I was like, oh, she sounds real. And that's when I got back with her. And it was the Nancy that you see on the top right, or at least she's my top right. I don't know where she is for everybody, but I was really excited when I met her. I went with my sister, and we had a great time. I really fell in love with the products, and I got started on the skincare. I got started on the basic set, which was a moisturizer and a cleanser, and I just fell in love with it. I got a little bit of basic makeup. I always had kind of liked skincare and makeup, but I never knew how to do it, so I didn't spend a lot of time on it, because I was like, I don't know how you do like the eyeshadows with the 3 colors, or I don't even know what contouring, like I don't even know about that. So I wasn't super into it, but I loved how my skin felt. So I was really excited about that. And at the time, Nancy asked if I'd be interested in hearing more about the business plan. I was like, oh no, thank you. Because I honestly, it just wasn't even on my radar that I would even want to do something like this. So I didn't even entertain the idea. So after that, I think it was probably a couple months later, I ordered some products for my sister for her birthday. And then around that time, Nancy asked if she could just share again with me because she was in a contest to just kind of share more about the Mary Kay opportunity. And I, maybe like you, didn't really want to do Mary Kay, but I just thought I'll be nice and I'll just go. So that might be exactly why you're on the Zoom right now. You're in good company. So I listened, and once again, I said no thank you. So it was the second time, and I'm sure at this point Nancy's kind of like, okay, I don't know if this girl's ever going to be interested in this. But for me, when I was saying no, I was really saying not right now. And I did say not right now, but I meant not right now, but maybe in the future. And then the third time she invited me to kind of an event that they had downtown where it's a bunch of Mary Kay consultants, pre-pandemic days, where we would all get together and have a lot of fun. And they shared a little bit more about the business opportunity. And I had really been thinking and considering it for a while. I'm not usually one to jump into stuff, especially when it has money involved. So for me, on this third time, I really felt like I had the information I needed and the time I wanted to be able to try something new. And I said yes, and I gave it a go. So I kind of started with this like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of mentality where I was like, oh, I'm just trying to see how it goes, but I'm not like sure I'm going to stay, because I had heard that Mary Kay had a 90% buyback guarantee. And that meant that if for whatever reason it didn't work out for me, I could send all my product back 90 cents to the dollar. And that was huge for me because I am not into risking my family's money. We're very careful. We live by a budget. We're debt free, all these things. So I was like, okay, let's just see how it goes, because I know I can't lose money on this. And what if I was good at it? Maybe I would be. I didn't really expect to be, but I just thought I'll try it on the what if. And it turned out I loved it. I started right before summer of, I was a music teacher full time, and I decided to teach the summer lessons that summer. We always had about 20 or 30 students that would sign up. That summer it was 40. So I had 40 students in the summer. So it was about 20 hours, crazy schedules because everybody's working around their summer vacation. So it was like a wild summer with teaching, but I did Mary Kay as my side gig during the summer because I was also not making as much because summer lessons weren't the same as full school year, like salary. So I just thought, well, maybe it'll supplement my income a little bit. And by the end of the summer, whenever I was going to go teach, I would think, man, I kind of wish I was out doing Mary Kay. And that's when I was like, that is not where I saw this going. And I really just kind of felt myself shift toward it. I loved my students. I still love my students. I still, when I see them, I talk to them and I wish them well and everything, but I just didn't love teaching. That just wasn't what God had made me to do. I actually wasn't even an education major undergrad. I was a music major, piano performance, and I really wanted to arrange music, but teaching was not on my radar. It wasn't something I was interested in, but that was the opportunity that God had put for me. So I knew I wanted to fill my contract, but when my contract came up for teaching, I knew it was time for me to kind of step out in faith and try Mary Kay full time, knowing that I had the safety net of okay, if this is not great, I can go back to teaching. But I just thought, you know what, we're going to try this and see what happens. So I kept going. And what I loved about Mary Kay was I learned how to share about the products in a non-spammy kind of way, because I know that sometimes with direct sales, we get kind of this we can get this kind of feeling inside, and I didn't want to be like that. So what I liked about Mary Kay was that I learned how to work outside of just my friends and family. So I felt like I had a market that wasn't just the people right next to me. So I didn't feel like I was bugging them. I learned how to develop customers, and that was a really big deal to me because I like to be liked, quite frankly. I don't want to be that friend that everyone's like, oh, there's the girl who can't talk about anything but business. But I learned how to talk about business and be really, really proud of what I do, but also to have, other things that I talk about in my personal life and other things that I enjoy doing. Mary Kay opened up time opportunities that I didn't have before. I have family in town. My sister adopted 2 girls and a boy, and they are pretty much my whole world. So I love them so much, but they're local. So I get to spend a lot of time with them, and I get to go with them to things that were not possible before. I got to help with all the back to school shopping this year because I love shopping and my sister doesn't. So it's a win-win. But I mean, how cool is that I can just take the day and go do that with her? So I really liked all the opportunities it opened up for me that weren't even necessarily the financial side, but just the freedom of being able to pick where I'm spending my time and how I'm spending my time and who I'm spending it with. That was just an opportunity it opened up for me. I have notes because I don't want to go rogue and then take up all of your time and everything. So when you see me looking down, that's what's happening. But I started full time in 2019, and I realized that there were just so many things in my life that really mattered to me that my life, I didn't act like they mattered to me, priorities of how I wanted to spend my time and where my real priorities were, like my husband and my nieces and nephew, and being able to have a house that I was really proud of how it looked all the time. And I wasn't too exhausted at the end of the day to, even care about the house. Like there's still some days like that. Let's keep it real. But especially like in the pandemic, something about that where no one's coming over. Apparently that was really motivational for me for keeping a clean house, just quite frankly. But I found that I had more time to spend on the things that were important to me. And it created opportunities for me. It built confidence in me that I did not have before. As a teacher, I always felt like I was coming up from behind since I didn't have a teaching degree behind my name. So I was just like, I hope I'm doing this right. I didn't have an internship. We'll find out. So there were a lot of things that I felt like I was just kind of learning as I went. But in Mary Kay, I felt like my confidence grew, and everyone was always telling me that I could do it and I was doing a great job, and there weren't people coming around and criticizing how I had handled something. They were, even if it was like feedback that I needed where I hadn't handled it perfectly, it was always said in such a kind and thoughtful way. Those were just things I needed to grow. And I found that as my Mary Kay community grew, that it became a vital part of my week. At least for, for a long time, we had Monday night meetings in person every week, and they were my whole world, man. I lived for those Monday nights because Mondays are hard. Let's keep it real. Mondays are Mondays. They always will be. But now we have Monday night Zoom meeting, and I have loved that in a whole different way because I get everybody that's not local, they get to come to our Monday night meeting as well. And having that time to look forward to, even if I didn't have a great week in business, because some weeks are just different than others, I get to come to this community of women who are cheering me on no matter what. And when I have those hard things in life that are outside of business, but just like family things or financial things, I have a community that I can come to where I know they only want good and what's best for me. And I have loved having that sisterhood here. And I know that it's not people who just say that they care and they don't. It has been so real. And I've gained so much from that. But I know that sometimes we're thinking, okay, we're in a pandemic, how are direct sales really doing? Well, at least I don't know about all of them, but for Mary Kay, we are doing very well, you guys. They say there are 3 commodities that do not lose money in any kind of downturn economy, and they are alcohol, tobacco, and cosmetics. And of course, Mary Kay is cosmetics. So knowing that women, they're still washing their face on their Zoom, we need our mascara because it just doesn't give us great lighting anyway. I mean, as you can see, it's a little bit of a struggle. So anything we can do to help with all that, we're looking for it. So I have not had any loss of sales, and I've really actually been able to grow my community even larger through the online parties that are available. So here's the thing in Mary Kay, we were always able to go all over the country. There were never territories, but I never took advantage of that because I was comfortable just, working with the people that were local to me. And I have learned through the pandemic how many people I had not reached out to, not because they weren't interested or didn't want it, but because I just hadn't taken advantage of it. So we've gotten really, really confident and strong in how we're doing Facebook parties and how we're sharing with women and how to make it successful without taking up a lot of your time. Because if you're like I was when I was teaching, you do not have 40 hours a week to put into anything. Like your full-time job is full-time plus. As a teacher, you're working a lot more than 40 hours. You're not paid for it, but you are working it for sure. And that was something that I knew I didn't have a lot of time to put into this, so I could have to learn to do it in 15-minute pockets of time here and there. So if you're sitting on here going, I like the idea, I like the income potential, we make 50% on every sale. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but we make 50% on every sale. And the other really happy side of that is that we get to save 50% on our own products. That was a big part of why I started. I knew I loved the skincare, and I thought, oh, well, if I'm going to be addicted to this, I do not want to pay full price. So this is a great way to do that without paying full price. So I like that I get to get my stuff half price, but also that I get to make 50% on every sale I have. So those were some things that really drew me in, and they have worked beautifully during this downturn, weird time we're living through. Mary Kay has just been so strong, and we've my mom loves this word, but we've pivoted. I know we've all pivoted a lot right now, but we've all had to kind of change how we're doing things. It really doesn't matter what job you have had to make some changes, and we've learned how to do that. And honestly, before Mary Kay, I would have melted at the sight of all the things happening right now. I just absolutely would have been crying every night, just on the struggle bus. But because of a lot of the emotional management that I learned from Mary Kay, I have learned how to okay, this is hard. I'm going to have a moment, but it's not going to be all day. It might be like an hour of my day, but then we can get to the other side. And that was something that is not natural to me. I'm a very emotional person. I cry at least once a week. Could be happy or sad. No one knows. My husband especially, he's like, oh, what are we going into right here? Okay, that's like part of my personality. But because that's how I am, Mary Kay has really helped me learn how to work through those emotions in a much faster, more efficient way, which has made me an all around easier person to live with and be around far outside of business. Because I think the more growth we do as a person, the better the experience is for all of our friends and family, and it helps attract the people that we want in our lives to be there, if that makes sense. You know, like your vibe attracts your tribe is a phrase I've heard. So really, as I've grown more confident, I found that my circle and my inner circle has just grown to be these confident, kind, strong women, and that's really who I want to be and who I want to be around. So those are just some wonderful things that I've loved about Mary Kay. Just some kind of facts about the company is they have a ton of free training, and I love that. I didn't know this because Mary Kay is the only direct sales company I've worked for, but a lot of companies it's not necessarily free to get your training. So I like that there was tons of free training. There's something called Mary Kay University where they walk you through, okay, you started, now what, all the way to if you wanted to become a director. And that's not everyone's goal, and that's okay, but they give you all the tools so that you can get to the next step. Plus you have the real life support of whoever invited you to this Zoom meeting, plus their director. So you've got a lot of layers of real life people too, because I know sometimes like a video training is just not covering the exact thing you're working through. So having access to real life people who are going to have your back, help you find the best way to work through whatever it is that you're working through in business or working toward in business. Those were really important things to me because I do better voice to voice. That has just always been true for me. So having that kind of support, super, super helpful. And then Mary Kay also has something called the Mary Kay Foundation, which I thought was really cool. I had never heard about it before Mary Kay, but it's a foundation that we have that supports finding the cure for the cancers that affect women, which is a really big deal. And I love that our company does that. But also, this one's really near and dear to my heart, especially because statistically, it's kind of a big thing in our country right now. It also supports women finding a safe place to find shelter when they've been a victim of domestic violence. And I know that statistically, domestic violence is up right now because a lot of people are home and just in a situation that is not healthy. So knowing that my company is helping give women a way out to safety, to a better future for them, for their children, that's just a really important thing. And I like that my company, it stands for all the same things I stand for. You know, Mary Kay, when she founded this company, she had a motto, and this is what our company stands for: God first, family second, and career third. And I loved that because that's already where I stand. So knowing that my company was in complete agreement, that was huge for me. Knowing that that's, you know, I'm never going to have to fight them for, no, I'm going to church on Wednesday night. I'm not going to be shamed or guilted for not hosting a party. I get to pick where my priorities are, and that's where they should be, and that's where I want them to be. So I loved that. And I've just really loved the income potential. Now you have to be, you know, willing to work your business to make some money in it. So that's just, it's not some sort of get rich quick thing where you sign up and all of a sudden money just starts flowing into your account. But if you're willing to be teachable and just take the next step, you are going to find your wins in Mary Kay. And my job as a director, Nancy's job as a director, is to help people find their wins, finding your sweet spot, you know, where you can play to win. And everybody's got different strengths. So we're going to help you kind of find how those strengths tie into your business. Because there's a lot of different things. There's career possibilities, or there's the potential of earning your own car. For me, that's huge. My husband and I are a one-car family. We always have been. So having the ability to go somewhere and he could be somewhere else and not have to like figure out the car schedule, like I can't even imagine. I don't know what that's like because we've never done it, but I feel like it's probably going to be pretty great. So the fact that that's an opportunity that I have, where else are you going to get a free car? Like Mary Kay is the one that's on the hook for the lease. It's crazy. So those are just some things that have really blessed me and my family. And right now they're doing something that blows my mind. They're doing something called a $30 eStart. And that is new, and I don't know how long it's going to be here. I know it does have an expiration date. They've extended it once, but I have no idea if they'll ever extend it again. So the $30 eStart, what that gives you is it gives you your website, and that's how people can shop online, which, wouldn't you agree with me? A lot of people are shopping online right now because going to the store is not the fun experience it used to be. So it gives you your website, and it also gives you ProPay, which is how your customers, it's how you process debit or credit card payments to process for your orders. So I really like that it gives you all of that, because those are the two most important things in your business right now. And then, traditionally we have a $100 starter kit, and it is a great kit. It gives you all the tools you need to do an in-person party, like 100%. I love that thing. But right now, that $30 eStart is such a good investment, because maybe we're not going to be doing a lot of in-person stuff for the next little while. We don't know how long it's going to last. So having the ability to make money immediately and only cost me $30, like I can go to Target and spend twice that without even thinking, and I'm not a spender. Like that's just, it's a huge thing to me. So being able to do the $30 eStart, I think is just a really big help to where we are right now. It's a very current help to me. And honestly, one thing that I've found is a lot of people tell me I'm really, really busy and I don't know how to fit this in. Well, let me just tell you that busy is best. And I know that feels counterintuitive. Like, how could I add one more thing? But here's what I know about me. When I have a full schedule, I get stuff done because I have to. I don't have time to waste because I have things I have to do. Whereas when I have a day that's totally free, it can take me until 2 p.m. to get dressed. Like, I don't even know what happened in all of those hours leading up to it. That is just true. So I find that if you're busy, this fits in better. It really worked well for me when I was a teacher, because I didn't do Mary Kay full time. It was my side thing. It was my second priority, because I had signed my contract for teaching first. And I felt like that's where I was supposed to be, and that's what God called me to do. So being able to pick how much time you spend on it was huge to me. And another thing that I've often heard is like, okay, but I don't really know who I would sell to. Oh, sister, I did not know who I would sell to either. I was like, my mom might buy something. And like, I have this one friend that sometimes wears makeup. That was like my whole list. So we teach you how to develop that customer base, because I did not have a built-in like, oh, all of my friends spend $800 at Sephora every week. Clearly, I know who I'm going to sell to. None of that. For all I knew, I really had never noticed if anyone wore makeup, because I wasn't really wearing makeup. So I didn't go into this thing having all of this planned out. I just thought, you know what, if they're going to teach me how to do it and I'm willing to learn, I can learn things. Like, I'm not great at always having the answer, but I'm a pretty good learner. And I just thought, if I can be humble enough to learn and be told, hey, that wasn't quite right, then I can probably do this. And that's really all it takes. There's a sustainable business plan, because they teach you how to get outside of friends and family, which I think is huge. I think a lot of us really care about our inner circle, not necessarily seeing us as just a salesperson, because we're so much more than that. As women, we wear so many hats. We have our business hat, we have our wife hat, you have your mom hat, you have your dog mom hat, which is a very important hat in my opinion. So we all have different things that we're doing, and being able to put your business as one of those things and not the whole thing was really important to me. So being taught how to grow and make this sustainable long term was huge, and they taught me how to do that. And then the product really sells itself. I found that to be true, and I was really surprised, because as someone who was not a skincare and makeup person, I was like, okay, but do people actually like spend their money on this? And I didn't really know if that was like a real thing, but they really do, you guys. Once people find the skincare that works, and once I became a customer and I realized how much better my skin felt, I was like, oh, I get it. I get the loyalty to the product, and I get the loyalty to the consultant. Really, one of my main jobs is I just thought, if I can really treat my customers well and care about them, that's probably what's going to keep them there. And that has really rung true. And we teach you all kinds of easy ways to maintain that relationship, because it's really relationships. I'm not, I think people come before sales every time. And that's how I try to teach everyone that does Mary Kay with me is, what are we putting first? How are we doing this? But how are we working with excellence so that we are hitting our goals, but also keeping those relationships our priority? So those were just some of my favorite things about Mary Kay, things that I wanted to tell you about. Our product is actually top 5 globally as far as skincare and cosmetics, which is a huge deal, because that does not come easily. We know how honest people are with their reviews of products, not always for the best ways, but I loved that this was something that spoke for itself. The quality, when you say you do Mary Kay, people know what that is. You don't have to explain, they know what that is. A lot of people, they've had a really good experience with it in the past, and that has all just been a really big help. So those were just kind of some things that I wanted to share tonight. And I'd like to open it up. I know everybody probably has the next thing they're getting to, but I'd love to open it up and see if anybody has any questions or anything like that. It can be from a consultant or from a from a guest that's on here tonight? Is there anything that I didn't cover that you're like, hey, what about this? Oh, one thing I just thought of that I realize I get a question about a lot is quotas. Like, what kind of quotas do we have in Mary Kay? So here's the thing. We don't have any quotas, which I love because it takes the pressure out. In Mary Kay, you order, the only thing required to be a consultant is to make one order once a year of $225. Now, it has to be all at once. But that's the only thing. And I really felt like I could do that. I could get just my own stuff and do that. So I like that because I always know that people they want to know, hey, how much is required consistently. So that's something I always want to share as well. Any questions from anybody? You can unmute. You'd have to unmute actually. Nancy, did you have anything you wanted to add or anything that you felt like needed to be covered? Okay. All right. Well, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and let everybody go to their next thing. But if you're a guest on here, go ahead and be expecting that your consultant is going to reach out to you. She'll probably shoot you a text or give you a phone call. But we always just kind of follow up and see what you liked the most. And if there's anything, I know sometimes it's like, I don't really want to talk on a Zoom, but if there is something that you're wondering about, she's going to definitely be willing to answer that. But thank you again for your time to the consultants and the guests that are on here. It was a lot of fun to see you all, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.